S.T.I.C.S-Poets. Crack. Like the behind of your behind, I crack. Fingers, knees, and most visible to others, my neck. Watch it hang like jewelry. I have a fear of being necklace. My mom tells me that I'll hurt myself. My friends tell me that it sounds really relaxing. And my friends, well, they ask me how long I've been cracking. And anyone younger than 12 want me to teach them. So I'm embarrassed. Like a lamp collector, I try to collect bright ideas, addicted to information. Like, did you know that men used to wear heels before women? Butchers would put them on, one on each foot to avoid getting their feet soaked in blood. Vampires don't eat breakfast nor lunch, but dinner is always served warm. And the only difference in flavor in the meals are blood type. The Count counts his addiction to live forever, timeless. He's witnessed all weathers, like for some of us who don't fear what vampires fear, make sure to have an addiction for vitamin D. Fly overseas for a calm breeze mixed with palm trees and coconut juice. Slaves to tourism walking around the beach reaping from the wrong fruits. Addiction. A cup of coffee or tea, nicotine or weed. For some it's as simple as always having to be right. Fight your inner addiction. Mind over body. You think that you're using it, but go ahead. Like a hat. Tell us what's on your mind. Socially unorthodox behavior, the same friends who enjoy the relaxing sound of the neck crack are the same friends who make one's life difficult when ends don't meet. Level up, now they just call it OCD. Quick to stand for an opinion, but almost always amongst the last to actually take a seat. Went from enjoying the feeling to feeling a discomfort when I can't achieve. Do what I need to do to be able to rest my mind. But I didn't say sleep. For an addiction to take place, you need the desire, the hope of ending the pain, a temporary hiding place, even if you're aware of the long-term damages that it just may bring. So what kind of pain are we talking about? I'm referring to the thought of being unique. Society has us in between two camps. One, stating that we should strive to stand out from the crowd, and another camp that claims that we should be a part of the crowd and not stand out. So when amongst everyone else we switch to wanting to be unique, but when we part and walk alone amongst the crowd for several hours, we desire a comfort of being together with someone or something. So we crack our necks, pick up our phones, light an extra cigarette, do what we need to do to escape from this world for a short period of time, for in patterns hides the secret to both comfort and trust. Addiction does this beautiful thing of reassuring you that you're connected with the past, present, and even future. So why do you keep cracking, they'll ask. I'll tell them that I'm addicted. Addicted to remind myself that I have faults, bad habits that are now called personal problems. I've started my walkathon, and the first step was the hardest one yet, to admit that I have a problem. What's up, everybody? S.T.I.C.S. here again, just scratching the surface, and today's piece is called Crack. What a lot of people do with their knuckles? I don't think I can.
Finger stick.
Yeah,
I don't have the pull one.
Yeah?
No.
I got a little...
You have
I know.
yeah.
I used to crack my...
Show them your fingers. Now spread them out.
I'm like, we used to crack our...
That is an alien hand. Right
Well,
there.
come on. Like, usually when I was younger anyway, like, I had this thing where I'd crack my knuckles a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that a lot of people could most probably relate to. I stopped now, you know, celebrating my 15th year, I think.
It gives some sort of relief, you know. I have a thing, I crack my back like every now and then. Like, there's just some tension that relieves there.
But then the question is in itself,
if it's like mental.
Exactly, and that's what this piece really exemplifies in an interesting way. And also,
it talks about, you know, how we build these certain habits. Like, what is it that does so that we feel that we need to be engaging in certain things? You know, like you can see it from the perspective of cracking your fingers, or, you know, that's one form of addiction. But there's so many different forms out there, and you know, everything from binge watching series to
guilty.
Right? You guys probably too. And there are all kinds of stuff that people are, you know, are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. A lot of times, you know, we don't even know that we have these habits, or we don't even know where they built from. You can ask people like, so when did you start?
And when does it move from a habit to an addiction? You know, like
that junction there. I love that word, junction. Such a. But really, because I can see it in a way that, you know, every single one of us is sort of going through this on a day-to-day basis. Like, what are these habits that we're accumulating? Everybody has that monkey, you know, on their back in some way. It's always something. But what I think is most interesting is what we choose to do with this energy of control that we so much strive for.
Obtain
right?
By
because
it's to crack king our fingers. Cracking our fingers.
That was a weird sentence. But yeah, that.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of look at a piece like this and I think, wow, you know, every single one of us really is going through some kind of process when it comes to addiction in one way or another. And knowing that, you know, everybody has something, and sometimes it's not that easy to see as well. I think when we talk about addiction, we think very traditionally, like, oh, but it's this specific thing. But people can be addicted to all kinds of different stuff, you know.
At the same time, I feel like there are two sides to this whole, what can I say, topic. Because there's also the part where, like nowadays, people love to throw diagnoses out, you know, like, but it's an OCD, he's ADHD, or she's this or she's that. It's just like, it's putting a name to something that sometimes we can't really describe in any other ways. And at the same time, you have this, you can have a healthy addiction as well, I think. An addiction that does not necessarily ruin your day-to-day life, but there's that fine line, like when it transcends into something that is taking more control of you than you have of it.
But I think that's what's so interesting as well, is that things that are bad for us, if we build a habit on that, then we call it an addiction. Things that are good for us, if we build a habit upon that, then we call it a skill, we call it a job, we call it a, you know, or whatever. But what I find interesting is that it's all really habits at the end of the day, and it's all energy into being like, okay, this is a character that I'm building somehow through doing this day in and day out, whatever it might be, whether it's, you know, watching movies or smoking. You know, for me, it's the same kind of process.
Yeah.
Now a whole list of things are going through my mind. So what am I addicted to? Like,
Exactly. What are you guys addicted to? Like, what are you doing that you know you shouldn't be?
Or what are you doing? What kind of habits do you have? What kind of addictions do you have that you really like, that are good for you and are good for people around you? We're just scratching the surface, and we absolutely want to know what you think. Let's continue this discussion in the comment section, and we will be back with more. This is S.T.I.C.S.